the bigger athletes up top for LIU Brooklyn. Then in the midfield, Jacob Gratzer and Kevin.
Marios Koss with the only goal. He scored 11 minutes into the match.
Nice ball into the 18. And an opportunity for the Red Flash, and Marty Mastrangelo, the intended target, as Kirchhoff made contacts. And the ever so chirpy Mastrangelo will have his vocal presence felt.
Blackbirds played New Hampshire on the road, ranked 19th in the country. At Vermont, pretty good school. And then, of course, at San Diego State. So going across the country and facing the Aztecs.
I mean, that's a tough non-conference schedule to begin. Muddled near side, they switch fields. Now the Blackbirds trying to control. Red Flash contents with letting the Blackbirds hold possession on their back.
He came in at an angle, and the defender had to recover. If he was, it would have been extremely tough to do, but if he was going to be able to gather himself and kind of go against the grain, as the Red Flash get the foul called over on the far his line a lot. And, you think about it, you're like, oh, he's a freshman, he just wants to be over-aggressive. No. Sam Illen is the real deal. He might be a freshman. He's only allowed 9 goals this season, 41 saves. Just a tick over a goal against average.
The long pants underneath, the long sleeves. He's got gloves on.
Hey, I got my long johns on too, but I'm also not running around.
We're a little
tracking up a couple miles a game.
Up here is our mouths. We're 7 minutes into the game. Not a lot of action either way. The Red Flash have had, obviously, the better offensive opportunities.
No, it's been pretty much a holding pattern for both. Good move.
Burnett on the inside, trying to lay it off on the far run. And again, that's Leonardo Ribeiro.
Yeah, I don't think Burnett meant to have a
interim coach last year, as that one goes to Illen on a long through ball. And it's just, he has to get used to players. Players have to get used to his system.
Sure.
And, early on in the season, you could use those first 4 or 5 non-conference games as the measuring stick. Who plays well where? And, if I want a bigger lineup, I get.
There's some bumps and bruises. There's some injuries. I mean, you got a guy like Lucas Rosa, who was your captain at the beginning of the year, who tore his ACL a couple matches ago. So now he's done for the year. And you just got to, try to find the pieces that not only gel, but the ones that are capable of playing at a high level, especially in conference play where, every play is crucial. It's, it's that time of the year. Every point counts. You slip up 1 or 2 matches, one bounce goes.
So,
yeah, great effort there by Burnett to keep that ball alive.
Now Ribeiro laying it off. Mario. 1-2. Onside. No, they're going to throw the flag up.
That was awful close.
There
maybe.
They go all the way back. Hard touch on the first ball back to Morgret. He gets rid of it.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the first touch Morgret's had here today.
I believe. And a nice job shielding on the back end by Eric Johansson. So both teams play a similar style of playing from the back line and trying to push forward. There's another long ball.
They might be off there.
Looked like he might have been off from our angle, but both teams still trying to feel each other out. 17 minutes into the game. Illen a little far out of his box. Even though the Blackbirds are outscoring their opponents and +8 in goal differential, it's not been the most efficient way defensively. They've allowed more shots and more shots on goal or attacks forward.
Yeah, now starting to borrow a hockey term, you're starting to see a really good forecheck from LIU. Just those guys up top applying a lot of pressure, forcing the hand of St. Francis.
Of how St. Francis could potentially host. One of them would require the tiebreaker to go all the way to goals allowed in conference play. Those two coming back. It could haunt the Red Flash.
It's very unlikely.
Clearance. Mario trying to make his way forwards. And it'll be controlled by Haib Acherkop. Center back controlling. It's a big duo on the back line between him and Eric Johansson. Johansson looking for options.
Didn't appreciate it a whole lot and just tried to use any little advantage he could.
He really plays like a true number 9, like the jersey he wears. On the through ball forward, Gus Scott holding against. Red Flash not really going with a super high back line, but now they're starting to press up with the ball going all the way back to the back line.
It's a very fluid motion. Everybody's kind of moving as one.
Burnett the first to this one, and he'll just clear it. Win number 19 will put them in great position to try and find a way to host this tournament. NEC tournament coming in a few weeks as Ganime with an on the far side. Burnett with an early cross into the 18. Mario looking for the second ball, but LIU does a nice job holding. LIU Brooklyn shutting down the NEC leading scorer, Mario Mastrangelo.
Yeah, great defense, but also very good sequence by St. Francis offensively there. The Red Flash is, keeping the pressure up. And finally, LIU just has to play a little pitch and catch on the back line here to regather itself in order to move forward and advance the area so well that we're going to put you in charge of knowing where these elite teams can practice and set up shop for a couple days here throughout the tournament.
Well, Red Flash trying to set up shop. Down the line, far side. Ball's going to stay in play, and the Blackbirds will play.
He leads the team in minutes. He only has one caution on the entire season. That's kind of hard to believe because he plays aggressive. But this is the issue right now is LIU's been keeping up the tempo offensively. Good clear there by Illen. End of the wall. Incredible.
Eric Ganime with an important defensive stop as Romario Guscott was away and in on net.
There's that initial first reaction just trying to buy the call, but other than that, great touch there.
Looked like Lucas Cannonu. Now with Burnett's, a lot of space. Last year, that 2-1 victory for LIU Brooklyn. It looked like similar to this game. It was going to go to halftime scoreless. Within the dying seconds of that first half, it was Rasmus Hansen that scored with 7 seconds left. Mastrangelo trying to lay it off, trying to get the return pass, and out. The Red Flash on a bit of a break. Mastrangelo on the far. As the whistle blew off well by the back line. And then this ball right there almost had it was Flash. Like we said before, that's once you get to the NEC tournaments, one team hosts, and there's 4 teams. It doesn't really matter if you're seeded 1, 2, or 3. It's that 4th seed that's really the biggest difference because you do play the number 1 seed. Those goals came in the second half, so good for the Blue Devils to get a win and get it late in that second half. And that's got to be a killer for Robert Morris, who is on the outside looking in. It's almost impossible for them to get through.
Yeah, it's a very debilitating loss.
Still on. And a shot coming, and it's going to be well wide as pass to nobody in particular. Ganime with the header forward. Off Matheson. LIU Brooklyn really trying to hold possession now. 53rd minutes. Long ball forward, and it will one hop out of play. Nico Mastrangelo watching the entire of Mother Nature. The wind's blowing into the face of Morgretz. When the snow is coming through, he has to battle that. And also the sun is shining right from behind the LIU Brooklyn goal. That's just a lot to deal with as the Red Flash turn over the Blackbirds in midfield.
On the 1-2.
Now LIU on the other side will slow things down. Ribeiro gives Mr. Angelo a bit of a break. He'll chase the back line. Ribeiro gives chase, and again, LIU Brooklyn will go back. On the double team, down goes Canada, no foul call. Position. Smolin with a long ball forward. That kept floating. Ribeiro with a touch, and Sam Illen comes forward.
That's about all Ribeiro can.
Back end. Game so far.
Might not want to come out at that point. Try to stay warm.
Another sub coming on for the Blackbirds as well. Play on from the referee. Marius Koss try to play it through, and instead it's deflected, and now the Red Flash are back the other way. Ribeiro.
All things considered with the win, really good job, but you heard the LIU team and bench yelling, push up, because you don't know what that ball's going to do.
Ribeiro with it, not a lot of option, lays it off for Canadu from the backside. That'll take a deflection. Canadu not the best.
Yeah, but no pressure. Everybody was still back for LIU, so this gives St. Francis a little bit of a fresh start moving forward. And you can already tell that chance created a lot of momentum here for the Red.
Cleared. Trying to keep it in play was Koss. Ribeiro holding.
Man, that was another bad touch by LIU Brooklyn in the 18-yard area.
Mr. Angelo trying to use his speed around the backside. Flash had everything covered. Hansen, he flares it out wide. Looking for the return pass instead with a cross in the 18. Ganime with the header. And a clearance for the Red Flash to push up just post. And it'll be too far for anybody as Achterkamp and Ganime went up high and neither made contact.
And now you got
corner kick. The last 15 minutes of the game. Still scoreless.
And look how far out Illen is. Well, again, LIU's doing a good job defensively. Nothing's being able to get thrown towards the middle. Everything's branched out.
Burnett's. This time the cross gets through. Mr. Angelo trying to hold it in. LIU Brooklyn does a nice job defensively. Ganime. His touch is on Mr. Angelo. He was offsides. Quick play from Illen, and now LIU near side with a lot of room. Marius Koss lays it off for Baltazar. And Kirchhoff splits up the 1-2. Kirchhoff one-on-one. Goes inside. Try to lay it off in a great defensive play from Octa. His header, perhaps the intended target was Ribeiro. Achterkamp with it. Center back holding. Queros near side now with Koss. Koss back to Achterkamp. He's given time. Fuentes with it as the ball got caught up in the air and stayed in play. Fuentes still with it, now lays it off.
Now you can feel the intensity picking up here in the final 3.5 minutes of regulation. Still 3 points on the line.
Ganime, his long ball. Mr. Angelo almost in behind the defense. Achterkamp again. He's been big, not just in his size, but in his defensive prowess as well. Against a couple defenders now, lays it off. Koss Down to the midfield of Matheson. On the through ball. Ganime's there. Sirkov.
You got to remember, Kirchhoff's got to be careful. He just got that caution not that long ago.